So I have a telehealth appointment tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. But my phone's not working anymore. For no reason. It just doesn't read the SIM card anymore. So that's fun. Fortunately, I do have an older phone that is not in use at the moment, so I can just switch over. Oh, let's not get the high beams on. Thank you very much. I guess I decided I'm doing a vlog while traveling in my dad's truck, but I honestly hadn't thought of anything. I just went out today to find a place to try to relax a bit and get out of the house without being near other people. And it just so happened that the place that I stopped at is Hesperia Lake Park, which is open, which I don't know, does that mean all parks are open or certain ones, or is it this is a city park and not a county park, or is it privately owned? I have no idea why it's open when parks are supposed to be closed right now, pretty much. One interesting thing about it is that obviously they're requiring using masks, but very few people are using them. Some of the people walking around are, but a lot of the people that are closer to each other are not using them, which is kind of backwards. I didn't actually go in there for very long, because again, avoiding people, but I parked across the street in a empty, kind of slightly dirt area. Well, slightly loose dirt, sand mostly, not a lot of weeds or anything, so it was, safer for the vehicle, especially because not too long ago I actually accidentally went over a screw or a nail, I forget which, or a bolt. It was like a lock bolt or something, I don't remember exactly, but I ran over one and it damaged one of the tires, and fortunately it was able to be repaired, but obviously I don't want to do that again. And it was just nice to sit there for a while. I worked on my old website for a bit on my laptop, because I decided, rather than trying to start over with things, which is something I've been trying to do a little bit recently, I figured it'd be a better idea to just go ahead and use the old website and get it running better. And once it's running better, I can either transfer it to a new domain or keep multiple copies or something, or I can set up a system of redirects and then move it to another domain. I'm not quite sure, but either way, it got me working on some programming stuff. I worked on my laptop for a bit. I worked on paper, on notes for a bit, and then I worked on, or I didn't work on, but I was reading some fiction. I have a book right now called The Complete McAndrew, and it's sci-fi, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's hard sci-fi. As far as I can tell, it's pretty much hard sci-fi. It might be a little lacking in one or two parts or something like that, but it's pretty much hard sci-fi. And now I'm just driving home, where I ended up today, my phone quit working earlier today, so where I ended up was basically, I followed this road. This road goes somewhat near home, and I just followed this road the entire way, and that's where I decided to stop, because it looked like a good place to stop and chill out. And then I noticed that a lot of people were coming and going from the park, so I'm like, well, I might as well check it out. I can avoid people myself pretty well, even if a lot of people aren't doing that as much as they should be. I was also listening to a podcast a bit earlier about the effectiveness of masks, and basically it was an older episode, so I'm not sure if its data is current, but it was talking about how, at least at the time of its publication, there wasn't really any scientific backing to wearing masks. It's very plausible that they help, but I don't actually know the full story right now. But I do know that it's what's being told at the moment, so it's what I'm going to follow until I know better. And sources that I trust encourage it, even with the previous evidence that it didn't work for certain things, or that there was some evidence that indicated that there was a potential harm with cloth masks, but I don't recall the exact details of that, so I'm really not sure what that means, or if it's been retracted or superseded, or if the sample size was too low, or the data or whatever. I know one of the flaws that was presented with studies on the use of masks for preventing the spread of viruses was, whatchamacallit? They had a problem with the participants actually following through and wearing masks, so the study was a bit flawed in knowing whether or not the people wearing the masks, like, were the masks having an effect? We can't say. And part of why we can't say is because the people who are supposed to be wearing them in the study weren't wearing them. So that's kind of a sucky picture. This sun is really blinding me right now. I have no idea how it looks on the camera, but it probably doesn't look good, but it's really blinding. So I picked the perfect worst time to head home, especially because this is a straight street all the way out, other than that bit of curve right when I started. So I'm gonna be stuck with this almost the whole way home. Although it is slowly going down. That tree definitely helps. So yeah, my YouTube channel, or at least the gaming YouTube channel, since I technically do have a couple of others. I've been following a schedule now. I've only started following that schedule this week, pretty much. Like, I kind of started the idea last week, but I only really am following it properly as of now. I've got to record a video in the next 2 days to be up for Friday, since that schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with occasional extras on the weekends. And originally I was thinking of trying to do an everyday schedule like I have in the past, but a very important thing to do is not to burn out, and it's really easy to burn out with YouTube, and that was definitely something that I had an issue with before. And this person thinks that the speed limit here is 25 miles an hour, when it is not, although actually everybody seems to be going a bit slow right now. Oh well. Sometimes I complain about traffic, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm impatient, sometimes I'm not. The best thing is, when I had my motorcycle, I could just go right by any traffic, even on a single lane each direction road. As long as I was careful to mind the gap, you can still lane split on a road like that. It's just a bit more dangerous.